Hi everyone, my name is Carter from ianai Systems. Today we're going to walk through work orders, and I'll guide you step by step so you can see exactly how this works in your all-in-one ERP solution. Work orders in ianaiERP are detailed production instructions that guide the manufacturing process from raw materials to finished goods. It's somewhat similar to the build that we had already reviewed, but it's for much more complex advanced manufacturing. They combine bill of materials with routing information to create a complete manufacturing blueprint. Basically, they specify what materials to use, quantities required, and the sequence of operations of each order. The work order tracks progress, time, and cost throughout the production, and it will integrate with your inventory management to allocate materials and update stock levels automatically. So as you can see on the screen, you can access the work order on our manufacturing pane on the left side. You can simply click the work order as here. Same as other videos, you see our list view display settings where we have work number, date and time, status, progress, current option, item, quantity, and location. And also with the same video as well, we have these little but very strong menu functions where you can either print, copy, cancel, delete, or issue work order. We'll deal with this later after we create our own work order. So continuing from our previous video, we're gonna continue to manufacture our purple doll. So let's create a work order for our purple item. So let's go add new here on the right hand side. As you can see, it's a much more, I don't want to say complex, but it's much more detailed window that we have, because in the introduction I had already explained that this work order includes not just the work order, but routings and components which are coming from the bill of materials. So let's go one by one and see if you could follow and understand how strong this work order section is and how powerful it is for you to utilize during your advanced manufacturing section. So date, we have our current date time, and built item here. Basically, these are also the assembly items where we had preset, or you can set it here. But today, for the simplicity, we're going to choose the purple kabubu here. If you haven't watched the previous video of a bill of materials or routings, please go back and watch that video, because these components that we see here are going to be part of what we had already generated from our previous video. So we selected the purple kabubu, and automatically, shortly you saw the routing pop up, right? So these routing line items such as line preparation, cloth preparation, cutting cloth, assembly, and packaging are all from the preset data that we had already generated with the setup time, runtime. As you can see, the status are now pending because we are about to generate these work order. Here on the top section, you'll see the due date where you want your work order to be. I'll set it as the end of the month, and our location will be at our Kabubu factory. The start day will be from today, and I want to set it as, right now it's 10 a.m. here in Korea, but I'll set it as 11 a.m. Just watch this magic happens. So if you click it, you'll see the end date automatically being generated. It's pretty cool, right? So it basically calculates the runtime here. So if you add these all numbers, that's 11, 13, 14, so 145 minutes. It had already generated 2 hours and 45 minutes to be a work order time. So you don't have to worry about how long this work order needs to be take. Based on your routing setups that you already set, it automatically calculates the time for you, which is very convenient, I would say, from a user perspective. Next is our BOM. So just to note, I had not created the BOM for this purple material purposely, so I can show you that we need the BOM for this one. So as you can see here, you cannot select any BOM because we don't have a linked bill of materials for this purple kabubu item. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually close this window and go back to bill of materials to create one. Very simple one. So I'm going to just create an add new, and it's going to be a purple. And this is going to be to the assembly item of Purple Kabubu. We're going to use the, let's be very simple. I don't want to take up too much time. Let's say we're going to use item number 1, item number 2, and item number 3 to generate our Purple Kabubu. We're going to need one of each from here. And I'm going to say effective date. We don't need to set it up right now, so I'm going to save and close. So see, we have created a bill of materials for Purple Kabubu now, right? So let's go back to our work order. Let's add new. Just follow the same instructions that I had showed you. So Purple Kabubu here, and here we have the location. And then now bill of materials, if you go there, you can now select the Purple Kabubu, right? Because we had just linked this Purple Kabubu into our item. So if you click it, then you can see these items, the components, now being generated automatically based on the bill of materials that we had set. As you can see, it shows the current stock that we have hand, and then based on the preset data that we had already set up, now they're going to use one of each materials to assemble the purple doll. So for overheads and the notes, these are very self-explanatory based on your optional characteristics that you have for each work order. You can add this as more of a nice to have features. Yeah, I'm going to set up these lots. Now the work order was successfully created. As you can see, the work order 0007 was what we had just created. So now it's pending, right? So if you go to menu here, which was a strong function that I had created, you can now either print the work order, copy the same work order, cancel the work order, or you can start issuing the work order. Here, the issuing work order means that it's sending this to a manufacturing line that they can start working on or in manufacturing these work orders, which will be directly tied into the sales, right? Because once you start manufacturing these items, the next process that you need to go through will probably be selling this to your client, right? Which we'll be dealing in our future videos. So now, for you to understand, the issuing work order will be basically starting a manufacturing process. We got an error here. Let's start using different items. Maybe this was, some of these items probably be serial tracked. Yep, so as you can see, you can issue this work order, and now the status has changed to issued. So again, from our introduction, it's imperative for every one of us to understand this work order, because now we had started from the inventory management, we had purchase, we had from the vendors. Well, that's optional, right? If you already have everything in stock from your inventory, you can start manufacturing. So now we're at the manufacturing process where we had generated the bill of materials of routings. And if it's a simple manufacturing, we can straight go into build and start selling. But if it's an advanced manufacturing that we need different portions that need to be integrated into one work order, we can utilize either work order or work plan based on the complexity of manufacturing process. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.